Hello, welcome back to Wario Land 3. This is Bio Enchanted, and today we're going to see what else we can do. So this is the video where I'm going to start using the temple a lot more, so that I'll know exactly where to go. But first we'll go to the new level we've unlocked beneath the waves. Now this level, as you can see, has a lot of currents, which is quite important to the layout, and also these weird little things where these little octopuses are trapped. I'm assuming that's probably going to be a thing later on, where we release the octopuses with a later item. But that's not yet. Okay, octopodes. If you want to be pedantic about it. But there's one over here that's free, just hanging out. That's cool. So let's go to this obvious door first, because this is kind of got some important stuff. That was a mistake though, because we need to get up here. We needed him. So let's get him back, shall we? I like that when he's in that little mode, the little spike just turns into like a little nose because of the angle. It's very cute. And yeah, here's the trick with this one. It's one of a few keys that's kind of a pain to get, because you just need to kind of guess and figure out from random chance which of these little columns the key is in. I always find that quite annoying, but luckily it was an easy guess this time. Once you know where it is, it's much easier to find it, but it's just kind of annoying. It kind of feels like a waste of time more than an actual puzzle. He needs to get out of our way. But I'm actually mostly trying to. I think I'm mostly just trying to get to that coin on the right, just to get it. Oh no, I'm actually not. I'm just checking if there's anything on the other side, but there wasn't. I wanted to make sure that wasn't also where the chest was. But here's the key for this room: is this massive set of currents in the middle, which makes the majority of the obstacles here, and of course these fish patrolling the areas between the currents. And these bubbles being very annoying if you get caught by them. So the trick here, we have to find the one current that lets us in the thing, and that lets us get into the actual thing. And luckily that fish didn't bounce back into the current, that would be annoying. It's quite a simple little puzzle though. It's quite a common one in a lot of games as well, with the whole find which current's the right one. These little blue things are bane of my existence. It's kind of a gross pseudo-death as well. Because not a lot of Wario's deaths are quite as visceral as that. Like turning into a zombie is kind of comedic, and setting on fire, that kind of thing, is just all Looney Tunes stuff, and then you just get split into two fleshy blobs, and it's just like, ew. No thanks. But yeah, this part here is a bit of a maze of these little things, where we have to figure out the right route to get up. So of course we need to get to a specific one to knock us into the right blocks, otherwise we'll just end up falling short. Also, it's also where I realised you don't actually have to hold up to latch onto these things, you don't actually does that automatically. But yeah, here you can see we need to be on that one there, just to our left there. So that it will drop us, otherwise the other one will just drop us hitting into the wall. But I've also figured out that here's a nice little shortcut to get back up there more quickly as well, which is nice. You also just want to check out what these other rooms involve as well. I don't know why I didn't go in there, but I just kind of think I just knew that the chest was going to be in here because that's where the little breakable blocks were. So I didn't really feel the need to go into these other rooms yet. Well, apart from this one, for some reason I'm fine wandering into this one and immediately just going, nah, I don't want to deal with them right now. I was very kind of all over the place in this episode. Not nearly as badly as the last one, though. It was not another 52-minute episode. And yeah, here's where I kind of work out the trick. You have to drop onto that one, because nothing really leads you straight to it. Almost went for the wrong one there, that would have been annoying. If you go for the wrong one, it just dumps you back at the bottom of the area. There we go. And now we have our chest. It's a plunger. Now those bombs are no more. Now this actually changes quite a lot when it comes to the structure of the levels. Like, it's not just getting rid of single blocks. Here we go, the Cave of Flames. And we'll see that here, just how much that actually changed. But first we want to go in here, because this is an important little room. Mostly because it has these really fun fat guys, I like these guys. And here's a red key, which is quite interesting because we haven't had a red chest here yet, so let's try and get that key. It's 6 across, just count the 6. And then drop down the 7th. It's quite simple, really. But here's the interesting thing with this particular level. The red key isn't actually what we need right now, because we can't actually get to the red chest. I believe the red chest is actually beyond this current. So this is quite interesting, because at this point in the game, the levels start to get a lot more, not quite freeform, but the chests are starting to get less and less likely to be in colour order from the menu. Because again, here we can't get anywhere further. And I think the game's doing that on purpose. It kind of starts off making you kind of just go, okay, grey chest, red chest, green chest, blue chest. But in this case, it stopped kind of like the pattern's completely falling apart, because now we can't even get the red chest. So what are we here for? Well, we'll find out. I find that quite interesting, because it means the later levels are kind of becoming, because there's more of them to pick from as well, it's becoming harder and harder to determine where you actually need to go for the correct stuff, which is why the temple's becoming more and more useful to me, because it's getting harder and harder to tell the correct route to go to that actually has progress, and the temple can tell you that. Well, not the temple itself, but the hidden figure. But here's where we need to be. That pipe. If you remember this area up here, from the last time we were here, this little grey slab was at the top. And then there's these little bombs here that's also blocked off that part of the passage too. Because that was just a wall before. So this is quite an interesting little puzzle. A combination of that guy and these fire blocks. It's actually quite a tricksy little area, really. It's got some rather annoying bits to it, because when you're invisible, it's quite hard to judge where you are. You just have to kind of wait for the little glimmers. And in this particular area, as you can see just there, it's very easy to accidentally jump back up to the top area without meaning to. Because if you jump just a little bit too high, you go through the platform and end up on the top layer and have to go all the way around to get back to the bottom again. Which is so annoying. And those things set you on fire as well, so this whole thing is just a mess. But as you can see, that's where the green key is. We need to be invisible while we get there. But let's also go up here, because we need to burn these two. And this actually got really lucky here, because this would have been very annoying to miss time. I believe it's probably the case that some of these kind of areas, the game is deliberately being a little bit nicer with the timing. Like, I believe in this particular area, it was designed in such a way that it was just going to be easier to make sure you had the right timing when you got to the top. Rather than like the one with the small room with the sun from earlier, because that one was much more annoying to get the right timing because it's a much smaller room and much less wasted time if you screw it up. So I think that's just the developers being quite nice. This is just me completely messing up this thing with these fish. Yeah, there I was trying to stun the blue thing before it froze me, but it backfired. And yeah, you can't hit that little roof to stop your momentum. You have to just go all the way back if you get hit by these stupid little tadpoles. And then that guy happens. And there's something about him that's annoying compared to the fish. But we'll get to that in a minute. When we actually get past him. Okay, you can stop that now, I think. As can you. There we go. This is the thing. We need to be invisible when we get through there, but that blue bear, if the fish hit you when you roll backwards when you're invisible, you don't go back to visible again. But if you get frozen in an ice block and you get back here, then you're visible again, so you have to go back and get the potion again. As you can see here, still invisible. So that's why the blue bear is actually here. The real reason for that blue bear is to screw up invisibility. Nothing else. It's a cheeky little thing. I never got quite lucky with it when I got hit. And this is all a cute little area as well. This little section here. Once we go to this dumb bear, we need to make an interesting jump over this little fire pit. That's kind of an interesting little use of the ball, having to actually time a little acrobatic jump to get over a fire pit's kind of cute. Because they've not really had that many obstacles that take you out of the ball. It's mostly just been kind of bouncing into a wall and then you're the ball again. This is a cute combination of hazards we haven't really seen before, that involves using the ball in a much more skillful way. Of course, we can't get the chest because we haven't got the green key yet, but we know where it is. And of course, there's very easy ways to get back up there, because up that ladder is just that door we can't get through because it's going to close on us, so we have to go this way. So here we go, invisible down here. Get across these platforms. This is actually the safest way to do that particular jump, because its distance it can be quite hard to judge. But there's the key. And we already know how to get to the chest, so let's not waste too much more time. It doesn't really matter if we're on fire here, because we can just get through that little gap now by just crawling through it, that's fine. I mean, I'm sure it's not fine for Wario, I'm sure it hurts. It just reminds me of that other cute thing in that one Deadpool comic where he kind of teams up with Spider-Man for respite against a hit monkey. And there's a rather funny line where Spider-Man's just like, why are you so scared of getting shot though? You can't die. And he just responds with, because getting shot hurts, okay? Which I thought it was quite funny. And here we have a mysterious bag. Or if it's referencing something else, it could be a gourd, but we'll say bag for now because of its shape. I believe regardless of whether it's a bag or a gourd, it's the same thing it's referencing anyway. So we need to come here now. Because something exploded here too. It doesn't take me long to realise where the explosion happened, because of course we have seen the bombs before. We've seen a room we couldn't really do much in, and this is what triggered my memory of where it is. Because it's a very similar room to that, but it's a bit further to the right. Now we can finally actually tackle it. Not that. This is the room. These little pits, they used to be branches where bombs were, but now the bombs have blown and the branches have fallen. And now we can access the bottom half of the room and see what the actual purpose of this puzzle is. These little guys. We need to fly. And not get torn in half by a blue guy. Stupid little things. Yeah, we've got the spirit, we just need to actually get the right route. By luring them to where the actual goodies are. This this is a cute puzzle. Sometimes I like these, even late in the game, it gives you these nice simple puzzles that just recontextualize where an area is, and that's a cheeky yellow coin, because if you plug with the wrong bricks, you just can't get to it. I mean, you can probably steer the balloon Wario in there, but it's going to be a lot more annoying than just climbing a little staircase of broken blocks. And that's just a cheeky one where it's just kind of like showing you that golden coin you can't really get to from here. But of course, we can get it that way. This is a matter of lowering it all the way over there, but we don't need to do that right now. We just need to focus on getting the chest. So let's get this guy over here. Because there's only one other place the chest could be. There's only one other shaft. And this little spike shows we're probably in the right place, because that would have been a cheeky little trap. And traps are never anywhere useless. Now this, I believe, is actually going to be a deliberate reference to something. Quite interesting. This mysterious wind. Yeah, it's a bag, obviously. A bag of wind. And it asks us to go all the way back to the beginning of the game. Can you say Odysseus? The ship of fools. Got a bag of wind, blew him all the way back to not quite the beginning of his adventure, but close enough. I think this might be a deliberate reference to the Odyssey. And the gourd thing was because I think Okami was probably referencing a similar thing with the gourd with the serpent god inside it. Like the drunken serpent god, because I think he was also potential. If I remember correctly, I think he was a wind god, can't remember. Been a long time since I played Okami, but I remember at least there was a serpent and a gourd. Which may have been also referencing the Odyssey, but in a much more bleak way. Or probably, well, that might be referencing a specific Japanese myth I hadn't heard of. Well, now we're here, and we're much more powerful. We have all these moves we didn't have before. So now we can get to all these little ledges we could see, but couldn't actually access, and actually see what the obstacles there are. And of course, it makes sense in this forest to be dealing with these guys. The Apple Man. Or lizard things, whatever they are. I mean, they're cute, but they're also kind of hard to read, as far as spikes go. That's just going to be one of the yellow coins, so we'll save that for later. We've already done that guy. But this one's interesting. This is the important room, because now leaves are falling in here, which weren't there before. Likely because the wind that's blown us here has also disturbed the trees in the forest, causing leaves to rain down. So of course we need to platform across them. And that leads us to a green chest. But we haven't got the green key yet. However, this was actually one of the first things we actually saw in the game. Not this, but the actual other part of the puzzle. I do quite like as well, as you get further and further in this particular jumping puzzle, it actually gets easier because you get further and further away from the fish, so they become less and less likely to hit you. I found that kind of funny. Also, an interesting thing here is, if you actually shake the screen while these spider things in the tree, they actually get knocked down the tree. I don't remember if that becomes a puzzle later, but it's good to remember that that's how that behaves, because it might become a puzzle later. We might need to start doing that. So we have so many of these obstacles now they are, but here's the area. We can't quite jump up that high though. What we need is, of course, to bounce off this blue guy. Once we finish being on fire, of course. Let's try not to engulf him, shall we? Because that would be rude. Engulfing people in fire is generally quite a rude thing to do. But he didn't knock us off, because he gets us up here with this coin. And on that we're on fire, this actually is quite helpful because it means we're moving a bit faster than we usually do. And because we're moving faster, we can more quickly get to that doorway. And now it's time to actually get that chest now that we have the key for it. So let's see what's in it, shall we? This is a very useful item. It's also the penultimate power-up in the game, because this allows us to swim against the currents, which is awesome. That means there's almost nowhere we can't go now. We've only got one more power-up to get. So that is excellent, and I'm so glad we finally have that, because now we can go to so many other places that we couldn't go before. And it just makes it so much less annoying to navigate underwater as well now that we can just ignore the currents and fight against them. Because it means that one puzzle early is no longer a puzzle. So, I'll see you next time, as we see what else we need to do. Goodbye. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe, and also join my Patreon. Thank you for James Rossi for already doing so at the Bio Enchanted Legs tier.